Hello, everyone. This is Kaan from Hackquarters. I will give you a few more minutes because I think all Zooms are coming to live. Now I can see it on my spare screen as well. Now we are already more than 70 people. Just one more minute, so I will be happy to start. I'm going to be sure that everybody is online now. Few remarks for the people who already joined. You should see Q&A buttons and chat buttons below your Zoom application. So if you want to give it a try, just write something like test or I'm here. I would be really happy. So I would be making sure that it works. So it seems that people are writing. Perfect. 5 people already wrote testing. I think with like 5-minute delay, we can start. Now we are roughly 100 people already. I'm quite happy that you can see me and hear me. So without further ado, hello everyone, this is Kaan from Hackquarters and welcome to When Healthtech Meets Insurance. This is a special event that we are going to do in partnership with NN Group, Hayat and Emeklilik. That was a really interesting topic for us to work on because health tech is one of the largest silos in the world, and we would see a lot of changes in the upcoming years, especially having felt COVID change all of our systems. And I will go through in few slides for you to come in. So for example, today's agenda, I will take 2 more minutes of you. Then I will have the Deputy CEO of NN Group, Didem Hanım. Then we will have Willem, and you will hear 11 startup pitches. I will a little bit talk about how many startups we had and why we selected these startups, and you will hear about our jury as well and their thoughts on the topic today. Then we will have a great fireside chat and we will talk about a little bit about the future of insurance, health tech, how the world is going to change around those topics. Then we will close with the winners. Honestly speaking, for such competitions or programs, we don't really see there are winners. I think everyone is kind of winner because they get to meet with a lot of people. And right now, 100 people is already live. And I'm sure that maybe 500 more people will listen to their pitches. So it is interesting to see how can we help them just by seeing how they are pitching their companies. So a little bit about Hackquarters. We've been there for roughly 5 years. We've been working with great companies like NN itself. We are working with those companies to bring innovative startups to work with them and hopefully invest in them at the longer end. And for this program, we had actually 4 different phases. We opened the call in 20th of July and we closed the applications roughly in a month. Then we had a great jury. They checked all of the business models and plans, and we finished evaluation of the applications. You will see some different companies from online consultation to preventive medicine, then different systems where we can put our startups in regular healthcare system. And for the application side, we received 114 different companies, and those startups really impressed us and our judges as well. There is a breakdown of different verticals that we are aiming, as I mentioned, like online consultation and appointment to health prevention and tracking, symptom checkers, home testers, and other connected health practices, because connected everything is changing our lives. With the communication we did with small advertising budgets that we had, roughly 1 million people kind of touched this program, either from the speaker side, either from the startup side. And we are quite happy, and you will all get your recording of this session. I hope it will work with you as well. The applications actually come from 30 different countries, which is a great thing for us. And this also shows that this topic is quite hot all around the world. And you will see few different countries today from the pitching. I'm not going to spoil it yet, but you will see it soon enough. And these startups that pitched like the semifinals, let's say semifinals, we had 19 companies. They all set up with an N team and talked about their solutions. And hopefully they will do POCs in the near future, but not all of them are going to pitch. The 11 of them are going to pitch today publicly. While we are talking about CVCs, like corporate interest in companies, you can see that it is growing significantly. And last year it was $57 billion invested in 3,000 different health tech companies just by big corporations like NN itself. And also when you look at the big tech side and how the healthcare is changing, data is the biggest problem and the biggest improvement point. Then we have genomics, wellness, clinical research, and those are the how many investments been done just in few years' time by the big tech companies like Google, IBM, Intel, Samsung, and Tencent. So just the top 10 companies invested in this health tech companies. And insurance is not that far away. It is pretty much similar. Currently, every quarter, roughly $2 billion goes into new insurtech companies, which is exciting. It shows that there is a change, and I'm really glad that we are in this change, in the middle of this change right now. And as I mentioned, the 11 startups that you are going to listen today are on screen now, and their pitches will be here soon with us. Before I introduce Didem Hanım, maybe she would like to open her microphone and camera. I also want to thank you, all the jury members, and we had 7 different jury members from Didem Hanım herself. Then we had Gökçen Bey, chairman of Geoma London Limited, and also chairman of Omega Investments. We have Honghwa Ling, chief HR officer in NN Hayat and Emeklilik. Then we had Metin Bey, the CIO and COO of NN Hayat and Emeklilik. We had Oscar Kemperman, head of global propositions lead in NN. We had other professionals as well. I'm quite happy to see them on our jury board. Okan Utkueri, he's a good friend of us, and he's a great senior executive in insurance and also quite enthusiastic in startups itself. He's an investor too. And Ufuk Hanım, Ufuk Tarhan, a futurist, an economist, and a writer. So you are going to meet with all of them soon enough. So without further ado, Didem Hanım, if you'd like to join, so I will stop my video and give the screen to you.
Okay, thank you, Kaan. Hi, everyone. We are really excited to host you in this online session. Welcome. Today, we are delighted to be able to gather together at a very exciting event for us and for the development of our industry. While planning this event, we aimed to develop the entrepreneurship ecosystem for the healthcare technologies and insurance industry, and to create partnership opportunities by integrating new projects into the business model. At NN Turkey, we have been working on digitalization for a long time. It is not just started in this period. At this point, we are the leading company in the industry with the contributions on protection of nature through the digital services and processes that we built for almost 2 or 3 years, while ensuring faster and safer transactions. Another aspect of our sustainability goal is to provide guidance to the entrepreneurs in this field and to move our industry further by supporting their ideas. NN Startup Challenge we have launched for this purpose is an important step for Enan Turkey, for our industry, and for the ecosystems that we are wanting to build, not only in Turkey, but also in other Enan countries. The contribution we make to the entrepreneurship ecosystem in our industry will be transformed into a much more efficient position with the global perspective of Enan Group. We believe to this idea. We have been talking about digitalization frequently over the last few years, and currently we are talking much more by the COVID situation, and it has rapidly evolved many different industries. We have integrated a rapid digitalization process into our lives in automated vehicles, banking, education, communication. We are seeing everywhere digitalization. In addition to this, the developing technology has also started a significant process in health and medicine. The new technologies used in the diagnosis of genetic diseases and the developments we discussed about the future, such as the implementation of surgical interventions through remote robotic systems, have become a part of our lives. In the upcoming period, we will hear more about the concepts such as nanotechnology, information technologies, genetic technology, synthetic biology, robotic applications, neurotechnology, and artificial intelligence. With the scope of the Enan Startup Challenge, we launched in our Enan Startup journey with the aim of differentiating the value proposition of health insurance in Turkey. We want to incorporate the startups in the healthcare technology into an ecosystem that supports initiatives in the health and insurance sector in collaboration with Enan Hayat Emeklilik and Hackquarters. I believe that we will make a significant difference in our industry by paving the way of new ideas, accelerating the process of integrating progress in healthcare technologies into our lives. Today, we have many esteemed jury members who have invested a great labor in the healthcare industry and in digitalization. First of all, as Enan, we would like to thank our external jury members, Ufuk Tarhan, Okan Utkueri, and Gökcan Süer. And we would like to listen their expectations and assessments of this organization. And I would like to briefly starting with Mrs. Ufuk to take her ideas for this organization. Thank you for your contributions.
I think it's my turn. Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure and honor for me to listen to that precious project for the first time before everyone else. Although some of the, maybe most of the projects are known already by the industry, it was really very excited to realize how people are thinking, inspiring, and working on real problems, because we really need that from then on. After COVID-19, the futurists and techno-oriented people are already aware of the coming future towards us. But after pandemic, globally, everyone, starting from 7 to 70, everybody realized that there is really a very, very big shift, and we need to do many things, almost everything in a different way. So knowledge became to us by pandemic, but now we have to produce, we have to invent, create, we have to be more creative, we have to be more inventive, and we have to find new ways to change everything that we do very wrongly right now in terms of health, nature, whatever, the society, psychology, everything, the systems that we have structured till now is not showing us a happy future or sustainable future. So we realized that we have to change everything from scratch, and we have to produce many more ideas and products and services. So this is really very crucial for all of us. So when I see the projects, I really felt so happy that some people are in the world are thinking and trying to solve all these problems. I'm so happy. Thank you very much. And I found all projects really very inspiring, creative, encouraging, and motivating. Thanks for you and the contributors, which enables that kind of environment, which will increase the entrepreneurship habitat environment for the benefit of all of us. Thank you very much, and I'll be waiting to listen to Pinchas. Thank you.
Thank you, Ufuk Hanım. We are really glad that you were in our jury and you had time to speak to our audience as well. Maybe in the future you will talk about some of the startups that you see in this competition. And thank you for the nice words. Maybe we can have Utku Bey now to introduce himself and talk about how was the process for him. So if you give me a second, I will have your... Now you have the stage.
Thank you, Kaan. Firstly, let me congratulate Enen Hayat and Emeklilik. All these efforts they have been doing for many years. I think this recent startup challenge is just one additional step, and it's a long journey, and definitely our industry, both in local and global level, needs such efforts and contribution from key players like Enen Hayat. Also, I would like to congratulate all the startups joined the event. When I was watching the pitches and selecting or voting the startups, I enjoyed all of them very much. So thanks again, and also congratulate all, because as Kaan said, I think all are the winners. I'm an issues executive. I've been spending my time mainly in insurance industry for about 30 years. But for the last 6-7 years, I have been working with startups very closely, mostly as a mentor. I mean, active in advisory board of various startups. Also, I'm an angel investor, so I know how hard their life is. It's a long journey they are taking, and a lot of up and downs. It's a roller coaster, but definitely all industries, definitely including insurance, needs their contribution. Why? Because we are living in a very big transformation, as all we know very much. And insurance industry actually still kind of lagging behind slightly, because still it's a very conventional, very traditional. You look at the global activities in the startup ecosystem, you see that InsurTech is becoming more and more a hot topic. Annual investments are increasing rapidly. Now there are more. We need definitely support from various stakeholders, and definitely from the key players like Enen Hayat. And when I look at the InsurTech arena, I think health tech is one of the key area, and I think it will develop much faster in the future. When I look at the wearables, biogenetics, the pandemic, and all kind of recent developments, I think that is very clear that the health tech arena will grow more and more in the future. And as health insurance is one of the key area of the industry, definitely insurers, the incumbents so-called, needs to work with the new entrants, startups, technology companies to tackle and solve the today's and the future problems. So that's why all kind of efforts and these gatherings, challenges, they're all quite important and valuable. So I thank you very much for Enen Hayat definitely to Hackquarters and also all the startups join the event.
Thank
I think
you.
that's it from my side, Kaan.
Thank you very much. It's really great to hear because you also spent so many years in insurance industry yourself and also with the startups. So it is really important for us to have people like you on board with such programs. And without I would be really happy to have our last jury member outside of NN Group. Thank you, Okan Bey. Gökçen Bey, if you can open your microphone and webcam, I would be happy to host you as well. So maybe you can give few remarks from the startup side.
I'm having a problem with my camera. Sorry, I say the host has stopped it. I received a message. Maybe something with the system. So hello everyone. For the people who don't know me yet, my name is Gökçen Süer. I'm an ex-underwriter and an ex-broker. I've been in the market for 20 plus years now. And after completing an exit, I'm now acting as an investor and entrepreneur in different industries. And Kaan Bey, Didem Hanım, Fergül Hanım, all our colleagues in NN Turkey and NN Global, thank you so much for the invitation. It's a real pleasure to be here. And it's a real pleasure to get to know these entrepreneurs. To be honest, all of the presented businesses are quite promising. And as we all know, it all starts with an idea, then turns into a business plan. And if the team is ready to execute that plan, then we see a successful business. So I'm quite happy to see there are some startups and there are some premature companies within the pictures. So us as investors, we try to dig deeper into the business plans and try to understand if the team that's presented to us is capable to execute those plans. So it is quite promising when you look at the pictures. Also, the last few months, if you look at the conditions that we've gone through, has actually shown us that access to best quality healthcare is quite important, quite crucial. Being able to access healthcare is becoming harder in pandemic times and even for elderly people. So the telemedicine services that have been presented in the pictures are quite motivating and inspiring, and simple devices that have been presented in some of the companies also present us the idea of preventive technologies, which will help, of course, us insurers to grow profitable portfolios, books of businesses in healthcare and medical expenses class of business. So I truly believe this is quite an interesting event. And when we all leave this virtual conference hall or virtual meeting room, we will all leave with many ideas and many good presentations. So I'd like to congratulate both Hackquarters and then for this event, and I hope it comes out as a success and as a contribution to some of the pitches that we will see in the future grow their businesses significantly. Thanks again, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the really nice words. And I'm sure that there will be a lot of good opportunities between all different companies, people, mentors, and investors. And before the last part of our session, before the pitches, is Willem Shungail. And if Willem is ready here, perfect. I see you now, Willem. So I'm going to keep your video on the center so you can start whenever you want.
Great. Thank you so much for the intro. Hi, everybody. My name is Willem Shungail, and I represent NN Group, headquarters of NN, based in the Netherlands. And I'm the final hurdle between yourself and the actual pitches of the startup. So bear with me for just a couple of minutes. Just to clarify, within my role as international innovation lead, what I basically do is I oversee all of our international innovation initiatives across markets in Europe and Japan. And it's a pleasure, of course, to be here and to address you today, right before you actually take us along in your vision of the future of health tech in Turkey and hopefully also across the globe. And I'm really excited and curious to see what you have to show today. But before we actually head over to the main course, which is essentially your pitches, allow me to just very briefly elaborate on what our perspective is on innovation and partnerships with companies like yourselves. So although you probably know us as an insurance and pension company, we're actually committed to solving customer problems, which go further than just enabling financial security. We see the world changing. Therefore, our products are evolving, and as a result, our company is as well. And therefore, our focus on innovation is basically twofold. We create new propositions ourselves, as well as scouting for high potential startups and scale-ups with whom we can create products collaboratively. And so we do this on a group level, as well as in the markets, including, of course, Turkey. And these types of events are a great opportunity for us to scout for promising new organizations that can potentially lead to exciting new partnerships or even M&A. And it is our belief that startups actually play a pivotal role in bringing new and innovative products to the market with speed and rigor, whereas we are arguably much better equipped to play a role in scaling new propositions to a large audience. Now, particularly in these challenging times where we see that the world is changing rapidly. The current COVID-19 pandemic is accelerating digitization in all aspects of our lives. And there are so many examples of services which were previously deemed as nice to have, which basically are now seen as a must have to engage with customers. And these developments are fueled by rapid technological advancements in the field of, I think, everything which all my predecessors just now have mentioned. So including artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, nanotechnology, you name it. And of course, the increased access to high-speed internet is changing the arena considerably. So as a result, consumers have much higher expectations of how services are offered in general and what role companies play, such as ourselves, in their daily lives. And for us at NN, it basically means that we need to move much closer to consumers and offer them more relevant services in many different domains, particularly in healthcare, where we see that consumers are seeking out solutions to perform self-diagnosis, medical assistance, all from the comfort of their homes. And as one of the largest insurance companies in Europe, we feel that we are well equipped to play a central role in these developments, and we are committed to make it happen. So as a result, we're constantly on the lookout for propositions which can help us achieve our healthcare ambitions. And we run various innovation initiatives across Europe, actually with a focus on Turkey as one of our key markets. So therefore, today, we are very much interested in your story, and we're keen to get involved in helping you take the next step. We want to form alliances with established and new players in the market. So for today, give it your best, enjoy the ride. I personally look forward to it very much. So thank you for your attention, and I wish you all the best of luck for today.
Thank you very much, Willem. It is really, really well put. And as I know, like NN is really keen on innovation. All the difference comes from the people itself. So I'm really happy to see such people like yourself in NN Turkey, and our friends from other cities or countries are trying to work with startups to give feedback, to envision what is going to come next. So as I mentioned, now it's time for the pitches. For just a few more remarks, all of our speakers, juries are online. So if you're interested in asking any questions, you can use the Q&A buttons. You can ask your questions and they will be replying to you on a live session. And you can also check their LinkedIns on the chat box down below. So if you are willing to connect with any of our jury members or speakers, please be free to just connect them on LinkedIn. So I'm also going to close my video for the parts for the pitches, and I will do small introductions, but I'm quite happy to see 120 people right now listening to all the pitches. So let's see. The first startup comes from Turkey. It's called Albert Health. Now it's Albert. Albert is a voice-based health assistant, help patients to manage their medications and have virtual doctor visits.
Hello, I am Serdar, co-founder of Albert Health. Albert Health is co-founded by 3 former Siemens employees in 2018 in UK. We built a voice assistant before in Siemens, then we left the company and started our own journey. We joined the Paris program of Global Startup Accelerator Techstars and raised 320K seed round so far. And we are selected by Forbes to 30 under 30 list in Turkey. And as a good news, we are accepted into Health Hub 2020 program in London last month. It's a program organized by Novartis and Telefonica, and it includes the $85,000 investment and POC with NHS. We will co-develop a product with Novartis to solve post-COVID problems of NHS. What is the problem we are solving? It's a medication adherence. 50% of people with chronic diseases do not take medications as prescribed, and the elderly people suffer the most. Solutions exist in the market, but elderly people are not using these apps. These apps are complicated with too many buttons, which they don't understand, or too much text, which they can't read. But the voice technology is the answer. Voice is the future, the natural interface for every human. Albert is a voice-based health assistant. Our users are just talking, and they can check their symptoms. They can check their they can set up pill reminders. They can manage their medications in easy and effortless way. And if they need, they can have a virtual online video calls with doctors. Albert is also a bridge between the caregiver, doctor, and the patient. The caregiver will take the reminders and reports about the patient's medication. Some example screens: the daily schedule of the patient, the voice command chat for the recording health measurements, hand washing reminders for the coronavirus, and listing the doctors and the video call in the app. Doctors also has a web dashboard. They can see monitor the patient's data, and they can send messages, reminders, and advices to the patient. We have two business models. First, the premium model, but more important one, our focus is on B2B2C side, the special programs. We are creating special programs with pharmaceuticals, hospitals, and insurers. And we are charging them based on registered users. For insurers, we are doing preventive care programs, tracking programs, and the telehealth projects. There are 40 million people just in Europe who do not take the right dose at the right time. To address this problem, European health industry is spending 125 billion euros. Just global medication adherence market is projected to reach 3 billion euros in this year. And we have a good traction. We have reached the 17,000 registered users in Turkey. And we have very good commercial agreement with the Compu Group Medical in insurance, in Bayer, Novartis, IQVIA in pharmaceuticals, Acıbadem in private hospitals, and the Siemens, the corporate. And we can also design a special program with NN. The NN customers will just talk to Albert, and they can check their symptoms. They can manage their diseases, their medications. And if they need, they can have a virtual doctor visit with our mobile app, and they can take healthy living tips and the preventive advices during the day. And all these features will just with voice command. Of course, it will create a great value, the data analytics for customer base, differentiation in highly competitive market, and cost reduction in long term. Thank you for listening. Looking forward to working with you.
The next startup we have also comes from Turkey. The company name is Autotrain Brain, and Yunet is going to talk about how they are creating this device to help improve some symptoms of dyslexia, autism, and Alzheimer's at home.
Günet Eroğlu. I'm the CEO of Autotrain Brain. Today I'm going to talk about our product Autotrain Brain, which is a personalized AI-driven platform for brain performance improvement, which can be usable and reachable for all. Let me just make this. Okay, we help people with special learning disabilities and comorbidities to live a better drug-free life. Although IQ is normal or above normal, some people have reading, writing, math problems. So this is called dyslexia, which is a subtype of learning disability. ADHD is mostly comorbid with dyslexia, and it is a lifelong autoimmune-related condition. So children suffering from dyslexia have more health problems during their lifetime and have more health expenditures, and also they earn less. Parents of dyslexic children feel anxiety and depression and leave career for their children and spend at least $3,500 more on education and treatment per year. The problem is actually not very small. More than 750 million of people in the world have some sort of learning disability, and the excess cost for dyslexia, especially in UK, only in UK, is estimated $1.2 billion, and 61% of the costs of dyslexia are on the shoulder of families. No one has them. Learning disability treatment market is around $30.5 billion by 2027, and the assistive technology market is around $20 billion by 2023. So if we look at the existing solutions, the solutions are drugs, neurofeedback, and special education. Actually, there's no drug to cure dyslexia. You can only reduce the symptoms. Neurofeedback can cure it, but it is costly, requires expertise, not comfortable, and it's not scalable and may have side effects. And you need to take the child to the point of care 3 times a week, which is a very long process. So we are doctors and engineers. We form a team to come up with a solution for dyslexia, and we have a software team. I'm part of this software team. And our mobile assistive technology solution for dyslexia helps families who have children with dyslexia who want to find a reliable and comfortable treatment of dyslexia with measurable outcomes by minimizing the cost, time allocation, and hurdles, and increasing the life quality, unlike the conventional special education solutions. So Autotrain Brain is actually a headset with 14 sensors and a mobile phone application. So we have a solution with a social impact. We have patented Autotrain Brain, and it starts enhancing life within 3 to 6 month therapy without any side effects. It is easy to use, simple app, simple hardware, and therefore mothers can continue their career with no shame or guilt. We can create equality for all in reaching out to solutions, and we transform the society by improving the brain performance improvement possible for all. So it is trusted by neurologists, ATB. Our solution is clinically proven. We have completed clinical trials. How it works, the child just wears the EEG headsets. The EEG signals are read and sent to the mobile phone, and brain waves are processed. We have 7 neurofeedback protocols, and these are applied to child one at a time. We provide real-time neurofeedback with visual and auditory cues. So the results are proven, and the slow brain waves are reduced and the complexity is improved. And together with special education, Autotrain Brain effect size is more than 0.88, which is reflected to life. So our business model is actually a mobile application with a headset, and we serve our customers who are urban, white-collar, mid-income through mobile and web. So Turkish market assumptions is around 280,000 people with dyslexia, and these are our revenue forecast, testimonials, We have presence at media, and if you compare with competition, we improve left hemispheric dominance and reduce disconnection syndrome and reduce mini columnopathy. Reading comprehension is improved, attention, spelling, phonemic awareness are improved. Currently, we have 35 paying customers. We sell through one neurologist, and in this year, we are having another clinical trial for autism. And we have a solution for everyone: dyslexia, normal people, autism, Alzheimer's. So why do we need to partner with NN? So Autotrain brain improves brain performance, and when brain performance is improved, people face less health problems and less life adversities, because their perception of food security threats also change in a good way, which help to reduce health expenditures, and insurance premiums also reduce. And then can suggest people with dyslexia, autism, ADHD, Alzheimer's to use Autotrain brain. If they buy our product, we can share revenue with NN, and the insurance premium or incidence rate would also be reduced upon Autotrain brain usage. We would like to penetrate to the market fast, and insurance market will help us to do that. Thank you.
As you can see, the connection information for our startups are also in the chat. The third startup from coming Turkey is Avocado. And Avocado is a breath analysis for detecting nutritional deficiencies for self-care, wellness, and preventing chronic illnesses. Now we are going to listen Yunus.
Hello, my name is Yunus. I'm the co-founder of Avocado. Avocado is doing breath analysis to give instant information about metabolism and detecting nutrition deficiencies. And by using this insight data, providing nutritional advice for wellness, healthy living, and healthy aging. According to the World Health Organization, 50% of the world population is obese or overweight. This is one of the main triggers of chronic disease such as diabetes. It has been reported that there are almost 1 billion people with diabetes. We have unfortunately witnessed during this COVID epidemic that metabolically unhealthy people have been affected mostly from the COVID virus, and this caused the health system to collapse. Our solution is we can measure various gases in human breath with our device, consisting of nanotechnology sensors and AI-based technology. This gives indication about personal metabolism health, nutrition deficiencies. This way, by using our device, person can track on metabolism health and adjust nutritional program for healthy living and prevent chronic disease, and plus lose weight if desired. Our solution is based on scientific proof and our clinical trials. This method is known as breath biopsy in medicine, and there are many scientific proof behind it. We have also done 2 clinical trials at universities and hospitals. We have recently wrote a scientific article about based on our clinical trials about the measurement of breath gases, its accuracy, and the applications of it for weight loss, treatment of diabetes, and some neurological disease. We have been working with breath analysis for almost 2 years. We did start with a project for early diagnosing of intensive care unit patients, infections, and viruses by analyzing their breath gases. Then we focused on metabolism health. Our product is used in a clinic at the moment, but we have to slow down due to the epidemic. But our target is to reach 50 clinical points for our products to be used at the end of this year. As our go-to-market strategy, we will start with clinical points, and our revenue model will be based on device sales and subscription. We have basically 2 products. One of them is for professional use for the clinics, and a person use product, which a person can directly use the product. Even though breath analysis is a new emerging area, we have some competitors. We mainly distinguish ourselves from the competitors by providing more and more comprehensive information about human breath and human body. We are expecting a high growth in healthcare system after the epidemic. We are basically 3 co-founders. I have business studies degree and I'm doing the business development. We have who is the technical guy, and we have Dr. Gökçen Erboğlu. She is responsible for scientific development. We have been also working with some doctors as a medical consultant groups. Especially, we have been working with Professor Dr. Necati Gökmen for almost 2 years. He's quite experienced in breast biopsy studies. With NNN, we can work on a health insurance part. We can provide wellness support for their customers, or we can help preventing chronic health problems. By this way, we will be able to help reducing costs, healthcare costs. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Our next startup is from UAE. Mohammed Shahid Khan will present Dezex. Dezex is an AI-powered startup building the most advanced contactless telemedicine solution for healthcare sector.
Hello everyone, I'm Mohammed, co-founder of Dezex. Glad to share with you about our healthcare platform, which is InstraPract. So InstraPract is a white-labeled healthcare solution for telehealth, hospitals, and clinics. Our platform supports for personal clinics and also for chain of hospitals. We support multi-language. And this is our smart pod, which we have launched. It's a contactless solution wherein a patient walks into the telepod and he can connect with the doctor using our video conferencing platform. The patient can also go ahead and have his checkups, such as his BP monitoring of his temperatures, and we can also install third-party devices to take in other kind of measurements. If you have a look at this, you can see there is a video conferencing facility available. There is an additional facility available to install medical devices. There is also a headphone wherein the patient can talk to the doctor. How does our platform work? So our platform is very similar to the consumer visiting a hospital. So how does a consumer visit? He goes to the hospital, fills a questionnaire, and then the hospitals can have multi-locations. After once he visits the doctor, he can also take a digital prescription, and we send him the details using text, video, and also we take care of the patient's health record. These health records are stored on digital platform, which is a cloud-based and deployed on an on-prem platform. We also offer a facility to the hospital to integrate our solution to the EMR platform. Our solution is an end-to-end plug-and-play system, so any hospital can use it based on their need. So what are the advantages for a patient? The patient can consult from the home, they can book appointments, they can have all their prescription digitally, they can do video calls, and also the doctor can send his absence forms or any kind of referrals required by the patient. And the follow-ups can also be pre-planned here. So what are the features of our platform? Our platform is HIPAA compliant, and also we can target the patients and send them push notification in order to take the medication, in order to help them be careful and cautious messages. We can also send them results regarding their prescription collection, regarding the blood test, monitoring, and all of the information. So currently we have integrated our platform with multiple hospitals and aggregators. So if you look in the US, we provide the service to multiple healthcare providers. We also have provided the service to multiple hospitals in the UAE. Currently we are also working with telcos where they are using our service and selling this as an additional service to their customers. What we offer an end-to-end platform, which is also a plug and play. So based on the requirement, the hospitals can integrate onto it. Wherein we are taking care of EMR, reports and statistics, multi-speciality, multi-location, absence forms, e-prescriptions, and all other kind of services that I have explained earlier. So this is a user flow. The patient can download the app. He can contact the doctor. He can view the appointment, search for specialization, and can also see consultation history. The patient can also select which doctor he wants to visit, and based on the requirement, he can select one of the doctors available. He can fill a multi-step questionnaire. And this is how the doctor's dashboard looks like. So there is a waiting room, there's a view appointments, payments, and consultation history. So the doctor log in and he can talk to the patient or using a video call. And now once after the end of the call, the doctor can write the prescription. He can orally spell it, and our speech to text will automatically convert this into the text and will submit like a form. So doctor can write an absence form and can also send any prescription. This is what video call service looks like. And this is the web version of the product. So these are admin modules where the admin can configure it based on how many doctors are going to use the platform and how many hospitals are using the service. So what we offer is we offer an end-to-end solution wherein we are taking care of application layer, we are taking care of database, we are also taking care of other services. And our platform is open to be integrated across multiple services. So this is our team. This is me, the co-founder, and the technical team with this. So why does the collaboration with NN and how it helps us? Collaboration with NN helps us reach out to new insurance companies, access to market, and new customers. This partnership will help us find new opportunities and also to improve our product based on the market fit. So I'm glad, and if you have any questions, please reach out to us. Thank you.
Our next startup is from Turkey. It's Enbiosis, and Ömer is going to talk about how Enbiosis biotechnology is preventing problems with AI-driven next-generation algorithm.
Hello, my name is Ömer Özkan. Today, I would like to give brief information about our biotechnology company, Enbiosis. 2,400 years ago, Hippocrates stated all disease begins in the gut. Today, after development in artificial intelligence and DNA sequencing, we know that we do have trillions of microorganisms in our body, and the imbalance of microorganisms affects all the body from the digestive system, immune system, hormones, to toes and feelings. As Enbiosis, we aim to diagnose and treat diseases by balancing human microbiome. We started our journey 2018, and we first launched our product, the first product, which is personalized nutrition recommendation engine, in 2019. After having beta tests and first analysis, April 2020, we started to sell our service. And we are aiming to modulate the human microbiome in the future, personalized probiotics, personalized prebiotics, bacteriophage therapy solutions, and personal therapy solutions. In addition, we have early diagnosis kits, and we would like to deliver early diagnosis kits in the future. Our first product, we are sending a box to person's home. A person can send his stool sample to our laboratory. In our laboratory, we are DNA sequencing, microbiome DNA sequencing. And we get the raw data and we put our algorithm, and our algorithm provides Enbiosis microbiome analysis support and personalized nutrition guide. And for the customers who would like to be followed by our online dietitians, we are also giving an online diet service to reach healthy microbiome. We get stool sample and lifestyle and health information, and the analysis, genome analysis of microorganisms, and we use 33,000 microbiome profile in our data warehouse, and we run this artificial intelligence and we provide the service. I'm the CEO and entrepreneur. My partner Ufuk Nalbantoğlu has 15 years experience in microbiome research, and he was a principal investigator of NIH, NFS, and DTRA funded projects. He also built the bioinformatics software on Earth microbiome projects. Aycan Gündoğdu, she is Chief Science Officer. She is the head scientist of Turkish National Microbiome Project, and she is European Union Human Microbiome Studies Committee member. Zafer Yasir Yılmaz, he is supporting Ufuk Nalbantoğlu for bioinformatic process. Our scientific advisory board, we have gastroenterologist Professor Tarkan Karakan and Hakan Alagözlü, and we have also general surgeon Halil Coşkun. We are making our research in Genome and Stem Cell Center. We are supported by Bayer G4A Startup Accelerator Program. We have already references, Liv Hospital Ulus and Medicana Hospital chains in Turkey. We were selected Health Initiative of the Year award. Almost $500 billion available market so far, and it's increasing rapidly. And we are aiming to get the market share as much as possible in the future. We have potential investors, we have potential competitors for which potential investors are interested already, from the technology giants like Samsung and pharma giants like Johnson & Johnson, Novartis, and GlaxoSmithKline. They already invested to our competitors. Other investors which are interested in microbiome companies are Bill and Melinda Gates, Zuckerberg Initiative, and Salesforce Ventures. If possible cooperation models with NN Insurance is, the first model we suggest is, with the campaign to be organized, NN customers will receive a special discount. A second option, NN creates a personalized health package. Enbiosis provides the service at an affordable price. NN can sell the service by adding the profit margin. And the third model, Enbiosis product is included in NN insurance policies offered to its VIP customers. Thank you very much for listening.
Our next startup comes from Russia. Alexander Ermolenko will pitch their startup, Healbe.
Hello, my name is Artem Shipitsyn. I'm CEO of Healbe. We are doing the world's first smart band that automatically tracks calorie intake, hydration, and stress level. We are continuously monitor 30 plus metrics using 5 plus sensors with results delivered in real time. Our system consists of the band, which our user are wearing on the wrist. Also, we are having 2 applications, 2 mobile applications, one in iOS, another one in Android, and also we are having cloud infrastructure. If we are looking to the list of parameters which we are measured, we can see a lot of parameters like calorie intake, calorie burn, energy balance, hydration, stress into aspects, physiological stress, and also emotional tension, feature sleep, heart rate, distance, and temperature. It is one of the devices on the market right now which are having so much features in one device. We have a rich IP portfolio. We have 36 international patents. Also, we are having 2 validation studies, one in US in University of California, UC Davis, and another one in China in Guangzhou Red Cross Hospital. In both validations, we are covering the intake feature and also the hydration feature. The average accuracy for the intake is 89%. And if you look to the hydration feature, we are covering the hydration and dehydration in the 100% of cases which we are having in the validation. We are developing not only the wearables, like the device itself, hardware. We are developing the platform. The platform consists of a set of the unique health data, which we are gathering from the device. Also, we are having cloud infrastructure, and we are giving the access to our platform to use case-oriented algorithm solution. So the Healbe's value proposition consists of physical hardware combined with software solution. And we are having increased data accuracy, higher patient adherence, time saving for physicians and medical staff, automatic data entry, and also tailored treatment plans developed from individuals' unique data. If we are looking to cases, to use cases which we are covering, let's focus on the main 3 of them. First of all is fitness. It's our business model right now. We are selling hardware for the person who would like to manage their nutrition, to self-tracking, to weight loss, and also muscle gain. Also, in the last few months, I guess, in the beginning of this year, we are seeing a lot of demand for the using our device like a tool in the telehealth infrastructure. So we are giving to our partner access to the data or online data about the customers of telehealth services. Also, we are having a pilot stage in China with 28 different medical centers. We are testing our service for the pre-diabetics and also diabetics patients. We are giving them access to the glucose data. And we are looking for the development with the insurance company because we can provide continuous monitoring of health parameters for different segments of clients, for online risk management for the insurance companies. And maybe right now it's also the last year give us a possibility to work with virus infection. If we look to our sales right now, we are covering mostly China, Japan, US, and Russia. We are having 50 plus retailers and distributors. Our consumer audience right now is more than 40,000 users for Go B1 and Go B2. It is to our previous version of device. And right now, just in May, we launched Go B3 is a new generation of our device in US and Japan. If you look to the map of our active users, we can see that the spread of active users internationally, not only our focus market, but also in the over the world. And if we look to our intention in comparison with NN, we are looking for the possible partnership with a pilot project. What we can provide? We can provide cost reduction and risk management based on our unique set of data, quantity and quality of collected data improvement. Also, we can provide advanced scoring models based on our data, which we deliver in real time. And also, we are having flexible API, which give access to the data to our partner and use our data in their own algorithms for the risk management as well. So that's all. Thank you very much.
As you see, all of our startups are doing global tractions, which is really interesting to see how the world is going to be. And another startup from Turkey, and the startup is MoveBody, an exercise app for physical well-being, and Güner will talk about it in detail.
Hello, my name is Güner. I am happy to make this presentation. MoveBody is an exercise app for physical well-being. I am co-founder. Actually, we are two co-founders. I am responsible for strategy and business development. Damla is responsible for growth and marketing. We are working with two developers, one for mobile application development, one for backend development. We are working with advisory team. MoveBody is combining medical literature information and users' daily practice in an understandable form. To do this, we work with two doctors and with two physiotherapists. What problem is MoveBody solving? The right chart shows the medical cost burden regarding diagnosis. As you see, cost of musculoskeletal problems come in second order after circulatory system. Cancer comes in sixth order. Many of us know that the cancer treatment costs are very high. Most encountered conditions in musculoskeletal health are back pain, neck pain, nerve compression, and posture disorder. Also, there is a research from United States. 11.4 workdays lost per employee due to physical health problems. It's because today's work conditions make us spend hours while sitting with bad posture. Here is what can our exercise prevent. We have exercise programs for back and neck pain, exercise for pain in joints like knee, hip, etc., exercise for wrong posture, physical weakness, and nerve compression. We have also some specific categories for women and gamers, for example. Our motto is relieve pain, stay healthy, get stronger. Another feature, doctors and physios can also prescribe personal exercise programs via MoveBody. It's so simple process which happens just in 10 seconds. With this feature, MoveBuddy removes time inefficiency, patient dissatisfaction, and lacking of knowledge for doctors and physios. I would like to give some numbers about MoveBuddy. We have 1,500 daily active users. Our users enroll more than 208 programs in a day. People who want to relieve pain could decrease their pain level in 90%. We have more than 1,200 doctors and physios registered in MoveBuddy. Our Play Store and App Store rates are quite good until now. MoveBuddy has been featured more than 80 countries in App Store. We are featured many platforms like Samsung App Store, Mashable.com, Entrepreneur.com. We have 245 exercises right now in Turkish, in English, and in Spanish. We made a very good progress during COVID-19. We published new programs and sent daily short exercises to keep our users physically active in a day. That helped our growth a lot. We increased number of daily active users, daily enrolled programs, and time spent in the app. Our revenue model is subscription-based. We have options and prices are changing by countries. Here is an overview to the market. On the top right, you see population of the world increased almost 50% in past 30 years. Below, you see the population of 65 plus aged people also increased. That means people live longer and they should stay healthier physically and mentally. On the left side, you see the market size of mobile health solutions. It's expected to be $213 billion in 2025. But after COVID-19, it's more than this size, most probably. Our competitors are US and Europe based. In comparison, we are focused on personal customization and user experience more. We have moved with a specific value proposition in this competition. Thank you for the time.
Our next startup is a little bit different than the ones before, and Onur is going to pitch Ortus 4C, and it's a platform for communication channels, including chat, video conference, chatbot, so that all of the communications are incorporated with each other.
Hello to all who view this video. I'm going to talk about our brand Ortus 4C today. Ortus has been founded 5 years ago in 2015 by engineers who has around 10 years of experience in both healthcare and insurance. And for the last 2 years, we have consolidated our products under one brand, which is Ortus 4C. We basically provide communication assistance and substructure to those in search of a communication channel in their business model. About the consolidation, for example, there's Microsoft Office with many office tools in single toolbox. The difference here is you can think each feature as Lego pieces, and our customers can build their own Lego tower with the pieces they desire, and they can bring their tower to their home, or they can work it on remote, which is Oracle Cloud. The 4C in the brand also stands for these different but fellow product as follows: chatbot development platform, a customer live support system that mostly works on institutional companies at the moment, a co-browsing assistant, and a messenger module that can be integrated with any web or mobile application in real short amount of time. And when it comes to architecture, we have one core engine, and for each aspect we're using microservices, which I think is the cutting-edge design in today's technology. So this is the interior design of our product that can be customized for any use cases we have. We of course have peer-to-peer chat. We have an advanced pool management system that can both work with chatbots and real humans. with dynamic capacity management for each channel. The live support system has also an auditor view, which you can supervise ongoing calls and monitor archived conversations. Our product can also work on common social media applications and business tools, and we provide the mobile SDK. As for the chatbot, well, it's actually more than a chatbot. Of course, we have our own workflows for the use cases below, but you can also design your own in 17 different languages. And trust me, it's not rocket science to build one in our design tool. You can also generate microservices with different multimedia contents. And if you don't want to bother with it, no worries, we'll always be there to help. As a result, for combining right features with right workflows, we have a remote health assistant, and I'm going to show you a glimpse of the actual product now. These are the metrics for our health assistant product that runs in Allianz Turkey since the start of the pandemic. So I can easily say that we actually help to prevent the plague spread. We have a product that can monitor your heart rate in a video call. We're also working on a project to integrate devices that measures electrocardiac and blood pressure metrics to our system and notify the designated target when something unusual happens. So what can we do together? We can develop the health assistant product further using our platform. We can develop a pension assistant solution using our chatbot asset. We can make sales teams, supervision and support a lot more interactive. We can reduce the cost of current life support systems up to 55%, which we did before. And I think we can figure out a lot more if we start working together. And these are our precious partners that either using our products or we have partnership with. And I'm happy to say that we have a good relationship with them. This is our team of engineers. It's been really fun to work with them for the past couple of years. Thank you for watching and feel free to contact us if you have any questions or feedbacks, and have a healthy day.
Our next startup comes from Poland, and Paweł will talk about Telemedi.co. Telemedi.co is disrupting global medical services provision for insurance and assistance companies with top-notch AI and telemedicine services, providing medical teleconsultations that enables 24-hour access to doctors and specialists.
My name is Paweł Kołka. I'm head of global development of Telemedi.co. So a couple of words about my company. So it was founded, in fact, 7 years ago, but the real development started 3 years ago when we totally moved into B2B insurance business. So we identified that there's huge medical inflation worldwide, developed a platform, telemedicine platform combined with AI, and very fast we have become one of the biggest provider of telemedicine solutions worldwide. The market is estimated to be around $30 billion US now. And of course, there is a lot of competition, but we believe we have our strengths, which is proved by our numbers. We have grown almost 10 times in the last 2 years and already gathered strong team to develop the business further. And our ambition is to become one of the biggest or the biggest telemedicine provider by the end of 2023. So about the market need, and we identified. So basically the accessibility and affordability of medical services is shrinking because of aging population, because lack of doctors, because of very expensive hospital-centric model in some countries, and high level of medical bureaucracy. As I mentioned before, in the last 3 years, from almost 0 consultations, we have grown to 100,000 teleconsultation every month. We do that right now. We have already 60 clients in 15 countries. We have 9, in fact, 10 languages, because we try to launch a new language every month, and just launched a new language yesterday, Arabic. We have 500 doctors, and we have excellent service level. We on average, and we receive 30% of feedback. We got 4.7 out of 5. So what we do, we provide fully white-labeled telemedicine solutions, fully white-labeled services to insurance players. So the patient has feel and look that he is in the insurance company network. So we can integrate with self-service channels, with call center channels. We develop mobile applications. We develop applications for insurance and assistance, but behind that are our doctors. We are already in a couple of countries, but are preparing to expand into new geographies. That's the core team, which is a mix of young people, but also experienced insurance professionals. We've been awarded multiple awards in the last couple of years. You can see on the picture our COO, Monica, who is leading the operations in the company. And we believe that our model is very in line with values and with goals of NN. We want to grow globally, and it would be great to leverage our strengths and leverage NN network to grow globally together. We are constantly innovating. As I mentioned before, we developed telemedicine services platform with AI. We have symptom checker. We have bots to help us, in admin work for our doctors. But we are constantly developing. We develop our own stethoscope hardware. We develop new applications. We develop new functionalities which will fully help the insurance clients. And I believe with our solution, with our services, we solve one of the biggest problems of NN customers, healthcare problems and accessibility, affordability problems. You can access our service from wherever you want, and in all geographies, and already in 10 and hopefully soon in 25 languages. And it's very unique telemedicine, because it creates touch points with NN customers and help to build long-term win-win partnerships with customers, and for us and for NN, a long-term win-win partnership, business partnership. So that's pretty much everything about the company for now. I'll be very glad to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Our next startup comes from Portugal, and the company's name is Virtually. And Amir Bozokzadeh will talk about how brain training games are helping some health tech problems.
I'm Amir, co-founder and CEO of Virtually, the company that is combining neuroscience with virtual reality to detect the early onset of cognitive illnesses like Alzheimer's disease. Now, every 3 seconds in the world, someone is diagnosed with dementia, and this pace is only going to get faster as we get through the next decade. In markets like Europe and Asia, the elderly are already outnumbering children for the first time in history. By 2030, this will happen to the United States and most other Western nations. In fact, by 2030, all the baby boomers around the world will be over 65 years of age, which, as the wealthiest segment in the population, means that we should expect a big demand for any technologies that extends their quality of life. Now, cognitive assessment and training is the foundation of the longevity tech market, and apps like Lumosity and Peak and BrainHQ have made brain training accessible to anyone with a smartphone or tablet. And although these screen-based apps are pioneering and very, very popular, there's no conclusive evidence to indicate that they actually work, because a screen-based app is just engaging you in a very limited way. The neuroscience community is very, very adamant and clear on this point that cognition is inherently embodied. And in order for a digital format to work and for brain training to actually have an impact at a very deep cognitive level, it is critical that the whole body be engaged. And it's virtual reality and augmented reality that serve as the first digital formats to offer such a whole body experience and environment, which is why we created Enhanced VR, a brain training app that offers a daily cognitive workout of games designed by neuroscientists to test an exhaustive range of neuropsychological assessments and offer all of that data and make it accessible through our enterprise platform. And it's this enterprise platform that serves as the basis of our business model, but it's also at the heart of our vision to create the new digital phenotypes or digital health markers for the early detection of cognitive illnesses like Alzheimer's, like Parkinson's, and other cognitive deteriorative conditions like schizophrenia by mining the volumetric gameplay data over time with the help of machine learning. Since last year, we've made a few significant leaps across various aspects of our business. We've launched the beta version in January, and in fact, we launched the full release of Enhanced VR as of last month. We released the enterprise platform for organizations like hospitals, senior living communities, clinics, even educational authorities to be able to manage and monitor the cognitive performance of their communities. We've released the first white paper with 76 peer-reviewed studies cited that support why VR takes brain training to the next level. We have won our first paid contract with the biggest senior living authority in the world, the American Association of Retired Persons. We've won Best Healthcare Startup at the Southern European Stars this year, along with receiving the Silver Award at HTC's Global Developers Awards event. We've established 9 clinical research partnerships across the US and Europe with some of the most prestigious brain health and neuroscience cognitive remediation authorities in the world to essentially move forward with non-dilutive capital opportunities, grants that can support our clinical research ahead. And we've been accepted into 2 major health-oriented programs in Europe, the EIT Health Validation Lab with hospital networks and regulatory authorities, as well as the HBUS program in Germany, which is run by a collection of 20+ insurance companies. And why us? Well, we're a mix of scientists, game creators, and social impact entrepreneurs who are committed to creating and offering the highest quality of games as medicine titles. My co-founder, Hossein Jalali, and I have worked together for over 8 years. He has exited one previous company in the fitness and wellness area called FlexPass, which was acquired a couple of years ago by Urban Sports Club. Our US operations is also led by 4-time USA memory champion Nelson Dellis, who has previously consulted for companies, incumbent companies, brain training companies in the screen-based sector like Lumosity and Peak, and he's also leading our product strategy. Our team includes a neuroscientist and a mix of game developers, game designers who collaborate in prioritizing the science first and making these games as impactful as possible, leveraging the unique advantage that virtual reality alone currently offers. Thank you for your attention and consideration for the program.
Next startup comes from Turkey, and Gözde, one of the co-founders, will talk about how Vivoo can help you to understand your body much better than yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Gözde. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Vivoo. Vivoo is a dance assistant that gives you some personalized advice based on your dream. It's a kind of different. If you look at the problem in the market, we realize that we all want to know more about ourselves and our bodies. For years, we have tried different applications, trackers, or products as a way to live healthier lifestyle. But each day, we look at the screens to know how many steps we have taken or how many calories we consumed. But these applications or trackers are not working with a real and accurate body data because we have to log something to applications. Or in the market, there are some available products that they are working with the accurate data, like your saliva or your DNA. But these are expensive lab tests, and you have to wait for weeks for the results, and it's a kind of impossible to understand the results. Or if we understand them, we cannot integrate to our lifestyle. So in the market, there is a missing part that there is no accessible or easy to use product. So we designed Vivoo for solving these problems. Vivoo is a mobile application that works with objective data directly from your body, has accurate results, and gives personalized advice. With 4 simple steps, you can be productive, look good, and feel better. How? This is a urine step. First, you have to download the Vivoo application, then urinate these colorful boxes, and wait 2 minutes, and you can scan the steps, and you can see your results and your personalized advice in the applications. It's just like in seconds. So it's really easy to use, and it's really easy to understand your results and your advice. Which parameters we can track? You can learn your hydration level, your pH level, your immunity level. Do you have any urinary tract infections, or is there any problem in your liver and kidneys, or your keto level if you're doing a keto diet? So basically, we are mapping our metabolism with using Vivoo. And if you talk about numbers, we have 10,000 USD MRR now, and we have more than 10,000 users all over the world. Now we have more than 50 countries in the world. We shipped more than 100,000 strips, and we reach our users with a direct advertisement on Facebook or Instagram, or some partnerships like wellness box, like gyms, or companies like Bayer or Bizat. How can we purchase Vivoo? You can directly buy from our website. Our business model is based on subscription. You can subscribe us, and each month you can receive a Vivoo box containing with 4 strips. Or you can order from Amazon United States or Amazon United Kingdom. We launched just a month ago. If you look at the market, mobile health market is huge, and it's growing each day. But as a quite big, we have so many competitors. But we are the first application that's working with urine as for monitoring your well-being. Scanwell and Healthtech, they are working with your urine too, and they are detecting some parameters, but the purpose is medical. Or we have some competitors, but they didn't launch their product. They are basically doing using urine for well-being or medical purposes, but they are just waiting for the launch. They are working with their products, but we are differentiated with our urine and our unique advice giving structure. And now we have more than 10,000 people in our community, and we are listening to them to develop our products. If you look at our investors, we found with investments from 500 startups. Also, we got investment from Draper, Techstars, Ginkgo Group, or Mindship Capital. We got some angel investors or investors from all over the world. And we closed our seed round 6 months ago. And we have 2 co-founders. Mirai, she is the CEO, and she's responsible for the investment part and the customer part. I'm currently working on the operations and manufacturing. Ali is our technical lead, and George is working on our financial. What can we do together? You have some health insurance policies, and this picture is from one of your health insurance webpage. You can use Vivoo as a tracker. Your customers can track themselves, and we understand their wellness points. And you can risk people, so you can reduce your cost about affecting their insurance policies and their points. And you can use Vivoo as a marketing campaign, like We Care Your Health. And if we deep dive together, we can create more different business models, I think. In the market, all of us, we all want to know our bodies and our needs. So Vivoo is a kind of interface that you can understand your body with just your urine and mobile application. Thank you for listening to me. Hi everyone, I'm
with the finalization of the presentations, it was tough, right? It's 11 companies talking from urine to stool, from brain to our movements and the physical conditions. Now I'm going to have our esteemed speakers for the panel to join us. I'm going to put the presentation in the background, and Emin Bey is already here. Now I'm waiting for Ufuk Hanım and Erhan Bey as well to join us. While they are joining, how are you, Emin Bey?
I'm very well, thank you. Looking forward to. Thank you for inviting me.
We are really, really happy, but every time we do programs like this, I'm always excited and I'm always surprised to see so many different approaches to similar solutions. And as you can see, all of those startups, including like Turkish ones or the international ones, they start from one place and going viral and global, which is the best thing of our time, I guess. So without further ado, I will leave the stage on Erhan Bey. So he will moderate the session, and let's see what do you guys also think about the next generation of health tech or insurance as we are speaking.
Yeah, well, good afternoon, everyone. Kaan, thank you for making me the moderator of this panel. I'm Erhan Kılıçözü. I'm the managing partner of ACT Venture Partners. We're a venture capital fund focused on Turkey. My guests are Ufuk Tarhan and Emin Fadıllıoğlu. Ufuk is the former president of the Turkish Futurist Association. Through her company, she's active in the startup and digitalization world. And Emin Fadıllıoğlu is the senior vice president of GSK, GlaxoSmithKline. He takes a special interest in telemedicine. Ufuk, could you give us a bit of a background? I suspect maybe some of our listeners may have just joined. So can you please tell us about yourself and your past experience a little bit?
Of course, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to start with congratulating to all attendees, all pinches. The projects were really very, very exciting, and I hope very good future for all of them. My past was such like this. I graduated from Middle East Technical University, the econometrics department, indeed economics, but from the econometrics part. And then I worked in IT industry more than 20 years. And while working in the IT industry, it was the very first years of IT industry in those years, 80s, 90s. And then I became a futurist. I became a member of World Future Society, and I discovered the way of thinking a future in another way. And combining with the technological revolution at that time, there was again a revolution, starting with computers, internet, and mobilization. And then on 2006, I formed my own company. At the beginning, I gave some consultancy services regarding digital transformation. But when we say digital transformation at that time, it was just a social media type of digital transformation. And then I became a digital agency. I formed a digital agency. And lately, I formed another company, which is giving software-based services. So I'm an entrepreneur as well after a long lasting professional life. And I'm thinking future in another way since the very beginning of my career life. That's me.
I will get your views on how you see the future towards the end of our panel. Emin Bey, could you also tell us a bit about yourself?
Sure. Emin, medical doctor. I also did MBA. I have more than 20 years experience in medical device plus pharma in Turkey, and I got some regional or area level roles. I had a chance to work in Asia Pacific, based in Japan, and then Europe, based in Germany, back to Turkey for a while. My last job was the SVP for Emerging Markets Central. Now currently I'm more making on the corporate or regional projects. So in a nutshell, this is me, professional.
Okay. Well, before I jump into the questions, I want to tell you a little bit about ACT. We were founded in 2015. We made 16 investments in our first fund, and actually 3 of them were Healthtech investments. 2 of them were spin-offs from Boğaziçi University. One of them is called RS Research. It's a targeted drug delivery company. They actually received approval from the Ministry of Health to conduct phase 1 trials in Turkey. That should get on shortly. The second one is called GlacoLens. They actually designed a contact lens with a sensor that can monitor the glaucoma condition, glaucoma disease in patients. They're aiming to get their CE certification in the next 12 months. They went through animal studies recently. COVID did delay their efforts for the past few months, I must say. But most interestingly, we have a company called InnoFob Health, which used to be called Spirahome. They have a device they designed, and they're producing a device that measures your lung capacity. There are many spirometers in this world, many competitors, but their device is very chic because one of the partners is an industrial designer, but also a very sensitive device. And believe it or not, this device that was designed in Turkey and manufactured in Turkey is being exported to 45 countries now. It picked up particular interest during, of course, the recent COVID crisis. We'll get into how COVID will impact the technologies later. And I'd like to ask my first question, Ufuk, to you. In light of the startups that you reviewed today and being a futurist, how do you foresee the future of health tech in particular? What are the promising areas for innovation? What would you recommend young entrepreneurs to particularly focus on?
Thank you very much for asking this, but all of us know that health tech and healthcare technologies are the number one, maybe number one developing area of the world for future, because health is the number one issue. If we become healthy, and everything else will become healthy regarding nature, the environment, and everything. So health tech is really the star of the next decade, maybe. And we need many, many millions of inventions in that area. But when we focus, I made a summary by picking up 10 technologies that will drive the future of healthcare. I should say that number one will go to virtual patients and video games. That area, the developing technologies in that area are curing patients incredibly important, but it is also crucial to develop new methods for training doctors. It is not only patient side, but the education and training doctor side is very important, and virtual systems are number one to facilitate this area. Indeed, companies are already providing virtual medical training, but the simulators are very important and crucial. So simulation of medical environments are becoming very, very important, and the data and integration together with that development area will be number one according to my foresight regarding future of health tech. And the second one is bleeding robots. We need many, many more inventions, but we need simulations, as I've said before. Digital simulations aren't the only futuristic methods being developed for training doctors, but indeed learners need to learn in their own environment. In other words, the virtual world might not be enough. So we have to supply them, or the real environments and operations should be supplied to them. So robots for medical trainings are extremely important. to develop for more developments and inventions in health tech. For instance, robots with infected limbs and even gunshot wounds. And when you only think about this health tech part, you should also think about the surrounding technologies that should be developed along with this inventions. So bleeding robots or simulation robots or simulation of real environment is extremely important. And also bionic cyborg eyes and other organs are becoming very important to collect data, to help people, for instance, blind people to see, or sight impaired people to see. We need that kind of bionic organs very quickly. So I hope a little bit faster development in that area. We need that kind of developments in near future very quickly. And also the number 4, 3D printing and prosthetics will be very, very important for health tech's future. We already see many samples or many inventions, many startups in that area, but they're not enough yet. And we need much more developed ones very quickly. And I see that area is also quickly developing one in health tech. And number 5, medical contact lenses will be very important again. For instance, a team of researchers lately introduced a new biosensing contact lens that can detect glucose levels in patients with diabetes. Indeed, we have seen some projects in our challenge also, which are sensing some data by eyes, by some other gadgets. But that should be evaluated a little bit beyond what we see right now. These kind of inventions are not ready to be released yet, but those works will be developing very fastly and will be very helpful to develop other parts of health tech. And the number 6, virtual reality and augmented reality. These are already showing great promise in various applications. We see many applications around. It's already being used a form of training doctors by helping them to simulate a real life situations. But VR is also showing great potential as a form of treatment. Treatment side is growing very fast. And especially on last years, some studies showed that it could be used as a surprisingly effective form of pain relief. Even pain reliever, they could be used as pain relievers, and it can also help people to overcome phobias and can treat disorders such as post-traumatic stress disorder. And you know, we will have so many crises in the future, and we already have so many traumatic and ill people around because of several reasons, including pandemic and other difficulties of the world. So the treatment part of virtual reality and augmented reality will be rising stars, also health tech industries or areas. And the self-diagnosis type of gadgets will be very promising, and also any kind of self-usable gadgets which collects and shares data is another starring part of health tech. And some exosomes helping paralyzed people to walk. Last year, we have seen so many samples about this. For instance, a paralyzed man who was immobile from the shoulders down was able to walk again, and he has able to do so. And we be in need of that kind of, again, inventions, and we need to evaluate the surrounding technologies of that kind of technologies, and all these are related to health tech again. And number 9, robot health workers, as we see very sympathetic in social media videos, but this is more than that, and this is very important area. robot health assistants can be used to help keep an eye on health of people in household, but both care robots to operate as health assistants can talk, monitor blood pressure, and we have seen also the very initial part of it in our challenge as well, that kind of solutions. But robot healthcare workers could be about to enter the workforce officially and very widely. So robot health workers will be another hot topic of all of us. And then implants, starting from brain, going to every part of brain implants. You know, our crazy genius Elon Musk is one of the big supporter of brain-computer interfaces, especially by Neuralink. We know that there is a little bit more time is needed to use this, but we need them desperately because of many reasons, especially of course, the Neuralink and the supporters are saying that these research are aiming firstly to help people, but we are in need of help to ourselves to use our brain more effectively, to import more data, and to process it with the help of those implants. So implants is my number 10 high trend of high tech. And there are lots of many trends, but I selected these 10 for you and for listeners. I hope we will see many more inventors around these areas.
We always think about these technologies, but when you laid them out all in one shot, it looks like the world's going to be very, very different in 10, 15 years time. Thank you for that comprehensive answer.
Thank you.
I mean, I'd like to jump to you. You know, it's not very frequent that I get to speak to a senior executive from a large pharmaceutical company, so I really would like to get your opinion on this. How do you see the future of health tech in Turkey in particular? Do you feel Turkey is an attractive geography? I mean, at the end of the day, 83 million population, lots of hospitals. I suspect it could be a good place for health tech to flourish. What do you think?
I couldn't agree more. To start with, you know, you heard my background. I'm a typical corporate pharma person, and what am I doing here in a startup workshop and a startup panel? That's my personal interest, and I had a chance to nurture my curiosity, having more than 100 people actually in the last couple of months, starting from the white page exercise to understand the ecosystem and have a snapshot on the ecosystem. I even became a member of Angel Investor Group, thanks to Khan. I'm more in an angel mode now without any investment, but it's a very nice journey to So why I was very curious. And let me talk about today, after Furkan'ım, you know, giving a really exciting future. Mine is going to be pretty much today, to be able to reflect on the future. If you look at access to medicine, access to health, number of hospitals, reimbursement system, quality of the academy, successful investors, plenty of exits in the different sectors. So more than 1 million patients coming into Turkey only for health tourism. Good track record on exits. Why, when you have all those elements, why we don't have one single big exit or significant investment with the multiple rounds? That was my question. If you look at the why part, why today, you mentioned very successful and promising, I must say, startups in the healthcare, health tech. In the meantime, that ecosystem should create much more projects and even create global brands. So what I observed as a new kid in the block, first of all, the appetite of the investors. Actually, congratulations to you and your venture, because it seems like you're betting on a very successful healthcare initiatives. But mostly in the total portfolio of the investors, healthcare is not getting a big portion. Why? Because of the long return time. And I believe it's a perception. Return times may be much faster, considering this ecosystem, considering the strong stakeholders we have today. A second one is, if you look at the projects overall, the asymmetric power of being, knowing, running the businesses in this ecosystem, probably missing as well. So we need to attract more people from the industry, from the hospitals, pharma, and make them more curious about the startup ecosystem. I think this is another one, because I've been hearing plenty of investors, they want to invest, but they don't know very well. And sometimes entrepreneurs also has a great idea, but hasn't been there, done that before. And the third reason I realize is the fear factor. This is a highly regulated industry, and the fear factor of, is there any bullet in the dark, is also creating a cold food for the investors. So if we find a way, I move now, what part I talk about what, I talk about why, and how you ask me to the future, how we can flourish further. I think deciding on what could be globally competitive is extremely critical step. Because you were talking about one kind of a ventilator, if I remember correct.
Spirometer, measures lung capacity.
Yeah. Number of the patients in Turkey, the specific hospitals about chest disease. So this makes Turkey extremely competitive. So projects like this. So number one is, are we really globally competitive? Before only thinking about the pain point. The second is the capability I mentioned. I think we need to inject more asymmetric power into this space. And then how can we make sure projects come to a certain maturity level before coming into the angel investors and the venture capitals? I think those are the ones, including some powerful questions to be developed that I see. I am personally extremely positive, but this ecosystem needs to be handled better. Kaan, Hackquarters, doing a great job. How can we make sure we have a verticalization in the healthcare should be one of the questions in our mind, in addition to games and the fintech. Thank you.
Yeah, personally, I would have thought there would be more support from the government, from large companies. I mean, for example, our companies, they're getting some interest and support from manufacturers in Turkey. They're giving out a helping hand to help them manufacture the products, because they're thinking, I need to add a more value-added product into my product offering. Because everything else I produce has very thin margins. So if I could add a product that has a much higher margin, that would be good for me. But it would have been wonderful if one of these health tech companies could sell thousands of that product in Turkey, and then as people use it, they test it, it gets better, and then you export it. Now, we're at a point where we're selling to 45 countries and we're not selling much to Turkey, which is a bit strange. I also want to ask you about large pharmaceutical companies like GSK. I'm sure you have, you invest in venture capital funds, you have a corporate venture, I would imagine maybe support startups as well. Being based in Turkey, you may not be linked into that world. It's probably more handled out of your headquarters, but do you know much about what their strategy is? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, of course. This part is venture capital, and the investment strategies are very much centralized in every big corporate for the good reason. I'll try to give you examples from GSK. Here we have an action potential venture capital fund right now, only seeking to invest the companies pioneering bioelectronic medicines, just to give you an example. GSK's venture capital arm called SR1 since 1985, actually invested over close to $700 million for 30 different projects. Apart from those investment funds or venture capital of the company, there are plenty of non-traditional partnership examples as well. I think this is going to be key for today and the future. Like our partnership with McLaren ended in 2016, just to harness F1 technology, they get operational dynamism, or 20andMe. This is a unique database with a very solid statistical analytics to identify disease agent genes and novel targets. We have another partnership with Alphabet, but I'm not going to list and go through one by one. Basically, today, big corporate pharma is well aware that we need much more than traditional partnerships for the future. So that's the one, globally in GSK. If you want me to mention locally what I'm observing, yes.
And I guess our startups, especially the ones on the panel today, should knock on the doors of those accelerator programs and venture capital funds, corporate VCs of pharma companies, I would imagine. Khan, how much time do we have? Are we running out of time?
Actually, we can wrap up if you want, because we have like 2-3 minutes tops. So
okay.
We will go through with the winners and close the session.
Okay, let me just then finalize with telemedicine, I think, is now, despite the fact that Ufuk laid out a lot of sophisticated technologies, I think in the short term, especially with COVID, patients are going to be unwilling to go to hospitals at the risk of picking up viruses and germs. Hospitals are not going to take the risk of calling patients to the hospitals. And actually, that was the reason why there was a pickup in sales of these spirometers. What's in a couple sentences, Ufuk, and I mean, could you please tell me, how do you see the future of telemedicine? Why did it not pick up so much in the past 10 years? Because this is something that we've been talking about for years and years. I have a feeling it hasn't picked up because insurance companies don't pay for it, and that's my gut feeling. What do you think? What was the reason, and how will it be in the next 2-3 years? In a couple sentences, please.
Furkan, would you like to start?
Okay. Thank you for the question. And the telemedicine is very important, including telemedicine. All other technological development could not be realized as fast as we needed, because the infrastructure, data infrastructure, the connection, connectivity was not enough. The paradigms was not there. So it is just right time to go ahead. Now we have knowledge. We know problems very well, what to solve. We have more than enough people around. We need skilled people. We need more support for inventors and investors, because we need action. We have knowledge, we have technologies, we have somehow connectivity and infrastructure, but we need more with 5G and blockchain and renewable energy. We need all these things that will enable the technological development, but we need much more than this: action, executors, and doers, visionary doers. I think that is the lack of humanity till now. We were talking too much. We are we just focused on collecting data, but this is the time. Enough is enough for collecting data and knowledge, etc. Right now we have to produce the results. So including telemedicine, we need to get, we need to act accordingly by using available infrastructure. That's the reason I think why we couldn't make it enough.
Okay, thank you very much.
I thank
Emin?
you.
Am I allowed to make a couple of sentences, or do you want to wrap up, Khan?
A couple sentences. I know it's something you're passionate about.
Okay, so simply telemedicine is not a nice to have, it's a must to have. If you look at the GDP per capita healthcare costs, or healthcare costs within total GDP, from any point of view, this system needs to improve the cost and access greatly. So this traditional system will not work after COVID-19 specifically. So you would see very rarely a project has an overlapping value propositions for multiple stakeholders. This is telemedicine. Everybody is looking for access, everybody wants to improve adherence, cost management, or efficient uses of the resources. Just to give you one example, because it's a real important real life example. COVID-19 hit, vaccination stopped. You know, GSK is the biggest vaccine company in the world today. Vaccination stopped, and the risk of stop vaccinating people today, or adult or child, is most probably much greater than not leaving home, right? Because of COVID.
Vaccination for everything, or just flu vaccination?
Significantly dropped in March, April, June timeframe. So where I'm trying to come, people are responding unknown very severely. Nobody had in their risk maps something like COVID-19, and we need to be ready for next. Without face-to-face connection, how are we going to deal with COVID type of crisis in the future? I had a chance to meet with the future Ministry of Health last Friday, because 85% of the cost absorption by the government must need to have a position, clear position on that. I must say I'm very impressed and positive about the vision, readiness, digitalization. Just to let you know, probably it's not known today. Actually, telemedicine started, including prescription for the COVID-19 patients. Last week, government opened the government channels, public channel, to be able to prescribe online for the COVID patients. So it's not a nice to have, it's a must to have, but the business model really matters. It's not number 3 factor, number 1 factor, because hygienic offerings will not make a difference.
Thank you very much. Well, on that note, I think I need to finalize our panel. Khan, we had several more questions, but for next time, I hope. I would like to thank my panelists, Ufuk and Emin, for joining me. Thank you very much.
I mean, it was an incredible panel for me to listen as well. I wish we also had more time to have that 5 or 6 more questions. I'm sure that a lot of people would be willing to listen, but still it was really good. It was quite impactful. I'm sure that all startups or our audience would be interested in what you are saying and maybe take their positions for the future. And thank you, Erhan, for the moderation. It was really impeccable. And Ufuk Hanım and Emin Bey, thank you for joining us today. Now we are moving forward for the last part of the event. So while we are saying goodbyes to you, I'm going to invite another friend of ours, Fergül from NN, because it's the part where we are going to have the announcement for the winners. So Fergül, whenever you are ready.
I think it's okay now.
Perfect. So we can hear you well and see you well. So if you have like a few minutes to talk about, then I will start on the people on the places. So I'm just moving aside.
Okay. Thank you, Kaan. So maybe I will just announce the 3rd and 2nd position, and the winner will be announced by Oscar from head office and on site. So after the 2nd one, we will switch the camera, if it is okay for you.
Oscar can join anytime he wants. So
okay, Oscar, maybe you can also join me.
Perfect.
I'm here.
Okay, Oscar. Okay, then we are really happy to announce the winner of the startup contest today. First of all, we would like to thank you, all of you, for your valuable contribution and for your participation. So maybe we can start with the 3rd one. The 3rd one for us, it's Vivoo in health and prevention tracking. category. Thank you Gözde. Thank you Gözde Büyük Açaroğlu. And thank you so much. The second winner is for us is Albert. Albert, thank you. Albert Health, again in health prevention and tracking category. Thank you, Serdar, for your participation. And the winner is Oscar. I give the floor to you.
So now the drums are coming, right?
Yeah.
And then we pause, and the winner is Enbiosis in the category health prevention and tracking. So thank you, Omer. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Congratulations. And I'm also very happy to announce that I see all of my favorites back in the top 3.
So thank you really for your participation. We have also special prize for 2 startups. So we would like to announce. One is Healbe. Healbe Connected Insurance. Thank you again, Alexander from Russia. Thank you. And the other one is Train Brain, Autotrain Brain, again in the Connected Health Insurance category. Thank you so much, Günet Eroğlu. And I think it's all, Kaan, from our side.
I also want to join, since you are also in the jury and you had a lot of meetings with the startups. As we mentioned before, this is not just for the prizes, because prize is doing a POC with NN Group, hopefully globally. And I'm really happy that a lot of people, including Willem, Oscar, is here to meet with the startups, and they emphasized on it before. Everybody is really excited with the company of yours. I'm sure that we will hear more about you, each one of you, soon enough with the new trends and the changing health tech ecosystem. So it actually wraps up the program. And as Hackquarters, we discussed with some of you before, we hope the best for all of the startups who applied. I really want to thank you, NN, to being our partner for such occasion. I think it's really incredible. I think this is a great fire lit by them. And of course, the startups taking time to apply for our program. Hopefully we can also help you to spread your news. That's why we sent you a few other documents. Maybe we can share the news on your side, and you can see your pitches on our YouTube channel. And thank you for Hackquarters team to making happen, finding this great people and great startups. Until next time, you will have a feedback form when we end this session. I really wish you spare 1 minute just to give us feedback, so we will have much better sessions in the future. And if you have any kind of questions or contact NN or Hackquarters, you will also have the information below. I think we had a lot of questions in the chat session and also Q&As, and some of them are already responded well. If there are missing, we would be happy to let you know. Until next time, take care and have a healthy life.